y'all doing? Chef Charles back in the kitchen, baby. Yeah, I'm talking about I'm at home when I'm in the kitchen, baby. And today we are making meatloaf. We ain't talking about that instant crap. We talking old-fashioned meatloaf, okay? We got beef and we got turkey, okay? And we gonna do it the way your grandmama did it, okay? We ain't buying that pre-made season out of the store. We're not doing that. We don't do that on this channel, okay? We going back to your ancestors, okay? We're gonna go back there. We're gonna do it like they did it. They was more healthy. They lived longer. Why is that? Because they cook the way you're supposed to cook, okay? Meatloaf, old-fashioned way. This is what you're gonna need to get it up and running, okay? I'm not gonna call out all these seasons. I'm gonna show them to you, and you got them down. We will put the description underneath the video of what we are using. Now you can make your adjustment, on what spices you want to put in yours, okay? You can make an adjustment, okay? All right. Now, we got this chopper here. We got this chopper here off Tic-Tac. And my wife liked it, and I said, okay, let's try it. We're gonna try it. Come with 2 bowls, stainless steel blade. We got our onions here chopped up. We'll go ahead and add them to our little traps in here. Got a little top we're gonna put on there like that. Now on your top you got 3 different speeds. You just got running, you got pulse, and pulse, okay? You're gonna put that down, you gotta make sure it's on there right, okay? And you just pulse, Okay. Then do the chopping for you. Almost trying to get your fingers out of the way. And I think I like it. I'll hit it one more time. Some of them not quite cut up the way I want them. But, okay. That's all we're gonna do. I'll take those out. A little blade here. Gonna put our onions here. We got 1 whole onion and 1 bell pepper, okay? I don't know if my little bowl gonna be big enough, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. We got another little bowl right here, okay? Guess it was kind of a large onion, but onion and bell pepper, you can't hardly go wrong, okay? If you put onions and bell peppers in there, then my God, you're gonna get something pretty damn good, okay? It also depends on who's cooking and the thing got me frying. Alright, y'all hold on, we'll be right back. Alright, we're gonna put a couple teaspoons of olive oil in our pan here. We're gonna cook our vegetables. You say, well, yeah, you ain't supposed to cook your recipe. Now, who said that? I don't know who said that. We're gonna cook our vegetables, okay? They're gonna release a lot of the flavor, and the onion and bell pepper will be tender when they go into your meat, okay? So we don't have to worry about them cooking, or we're gonna cook them, at least 55 to 65%, okay? Till they get soft, okay? That's all we're doing. I'm gonna put our onions in now. Onions and bell pepper, gonna put them in the same time. Just gonna loosen them up just a little bit, okay? And the bird's still out on that cutter we got from TikTok. As you can see, we got some big pieces. Didn't quite get cut up. I don't know if it's me or is it them. But we'll play with it and see, is it me or is it the little machine we got, okay? So we'll put a little seasoning on them vegetables, okay? A little black pepper on them. And a little salt. So I'm gonna work through the little salt on there. I would just want to give them tender. I think these big pieces just gonna pick them out. That's too big, okay? So We gotta work that little cut over there and make sure we know what we doing. Or use the cutter or use me. Okay? We will work with it. Alright, my vegetables are ready. We just cook them long enough for to get them a little tender, that's all. Okay, now we got 2 pounds ground beef, 2 pounds of ground turkey, okay? All we're gonna do is just mix this in and make sure we get it all mixed in together, alright? And when we get that done, we'll bring you right back. Okay, we got all our spices. All you saw on the table, we got them in here. We'll go ahead and put those in. 1 egg is going in. Make sure it ain't got no red spots in it, alright? I'm gonna start out with a cup. Put that in, and we're gonna mix. I know what y'all saying. When he gonna get his hands? I'm gonna get my hands in, and I just want to get it started. Okay. I really don't want to put my hands in it, but I'm gonna do it. You see, well, you put gloves on. Well, I'm gonna wash my hand, and I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I don't mind certain stuff, on my hand. And if you making it home, you want to put a glove on, you can do that. But I'm pretty sure that you would never come here and eat my meatloaf. Okay? I'm pretty sure. But if you do happen to come, and I know you're coming, I might put a glove on. Okay? But if you wash your hands, you shouldn't have to worry about that. Okay? Hand time. Alright, I'm finna put my hands in it. Look at that. Glove. Now, at this stage here, you determine, do you need any more bread crumbs in there now? Now, you know that turkey kind of loosened anyway. But I feel confident that I ain't got to put nothing else in here. I got my seasoning, I got my bell peppers. I got 1 cup crumbs in there. But my wife on the other side of the camera, when let her look at it, she gonna tell me, do I need to put in more crumbs now? Y'all stay with her and let Master Evelyn check this out. Master Evelyn, she told me to put another 1/2 cup. When she make hers, she use bread. I'm sure a lot of y'all use bread. That's fine too. Mix that in quite well. Make sure we got it all mixed in. We don't want them lumped. So you got lumps there. We want to get that mixed in. Okay? Now, we don't eat 1 day off this, right? Ain't nobody cooking tomorrow. What we're going to have today, we're going to have meatloaf, cream potato. Tomorrow, we're going to have a meatloaf sandwich. And day after that, we don't know. But we still got meatloaf left. We might have meatloaf something else, okay? So, it ain't like you got to come in the kitchen and cook every day. You cook 1 time. And that should last you 2 days. Letting you some of them other folks tell me I don't want to eat no leftovers. Them folks in my house like that, you know what I tell them? They got fast food places right there in Byron, 10 minutes away. Go get what you want, cause we ain't cooking today. And me and my wife and kids, We eat leftovers. You don't want it? Go find you a fast food place. Okay? Or we ain't cooking. Alright, we wrap back and put it in our 9 by 13 dish. Alright, we got it into our pan. Now all we gotta do is just mold it. Trying to get the same size though. When we put it out, we want the whole thing done. We don't want, you know, done on the corner, not done on the inside. Okay? All right, look pretty good to me. What y'all think? Do it look even all the way across? Alright, we got our oven on 350. Gonna put it in. Anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes. Okay? Alright, y'all stay with us. In the oven it goes. Alright, we're gonna cover it with foil before we put it in our oven. Alright. See you back in about 55 minutes. Alright. The size of our meatloaf took an hour to 20 minutes. Now we're taking a can of tomato paste. I'm just gonna put that tomato paste on there like that, okay? And try to cover all sides. Then we're going back in the oven when we get through with our sauce. Anywhere from 20, 25 minutes. Yeah, just like paint. Except you don't stop and start, you know you paint got the even stroke going on. Let's just glaze of that. Okay. Tomato sauce. Got 2 cans going into up over here. Now we're gonna get a little water to rinse our cans out. Y'all stay with me. Alright, we rinsed the can out. Not quite a half a cup of water left, okay? That's going in. Now, tomato ketchup. Put that in a can. We want about a can of that, okay? You can use any kind of ketchup you want. Okay, add that in. Now, you know, when you're making yours, you don't have to make as much as we did, okay? Cut everything in half. We got 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground turkey. We do 1 pound of each. Season to taste. Instead of using 2 cans of tomato sauce, we'll use 1. Half a can of ketchup. We're gonna pour this on there, then got parsley. We're gonna sprinkle a parsley on there, back in the oven. We're gonna wait for about 20, 25 minutes. And then when it come out, we'll be ready to eat. We're just gonna pour that on there like that. See all that's going to the bottom of my pan. That's the dipping sauce there, baby. Sazon sauce. Okay? Sprinkle a little parsley on there just for color. A little parsley on there like that there. Alright, back in the oven. About 20 minutes. Alright. Now, the juice, we got through baking our meatloaf. We had this juice left out. We poured in a separate bowl. We're not going to use that. We're going to throw it out, okay? So you will have a little juice in the bottom bowl when you get through your baking time. Just pour it off. Alright, we're back in the oven. About 20 minutes. Okay, baby, we got our meatloaf out the oven. After we put the sauce on there, we put it back in the oven for 30 minutes. Took it out. Let it rest for about 10-15 minutes so the juice can reconvert. We don't want the meatloaf dry. So we didn't cut it right away. Then that little sauce I told you right here that we put on our little extra sauce there, put that on top of your meatloaf. Lord, how much? No, how much? I'm talking about, I don't know what y'all had, y'all growing up. You know, most family had days of the week where they had different stuff. You know, Monday was maybe meatloaf, Tuesday was tacos, yeah, other days spaghetti. You know, you could afford all that. You had those different days. You know what your mama was cooking that day. But you know, we didn't come up like that. We got surprised every time we went in the kitchen because we had what we had, and what we didn't have, we didn't have. You know, so we didn't have those days a week different. You know, different kind of foods to eat. You know, we ain't going to all that, but we were just happy to get what we had. Okay, but listen, this meatloaf is so moist, and your dipping sauce. I'm trying to tell you, man, you on to something here. And cooking them vegetables, or maybe not cooking them, but it brings out the flavor in the vegetable before you put it in to your meatloaf. So, cooking them vegetables already start, you know, penetrating your meat and putting those seasons, stripping those seasons throughout your meat. Because you put it in the oven without cooking your vegetable, then the oven got to get up to a certain temperature before it starts letting loose, you know, the ingredients in your onions and bell pepper. Listen, y'all gonna get on phone calls somebody. Go ahead and call somebody. Man, and them cream potatoes, we got loaded cream potatoes on there. Okay? Cream cheese, you know. Well, not cream cheese. We got cheese in them, sour cream, scallion, you know. We got everything but bacon. We're gonna bring you a video how to make that with the bacon, okay? So get on the phone. Get to this meatloaf, okay? It's two meats combined. You got turkey and ground beef, okay? Now, if you don't want turkey, then do it all ground beef. You don't want ground beef in it, you do it all turkey. You know, you can do it any way you want to. You know, that's not one thing about a recipe. You can change it and make it yours, okay? So get to this meatloaf, baby. Moist and flavorful. It's just fucking fantastic, okay? So we gonna go ahead and close out, and we'll be back next week with another fantastic recipe, okay? Until then, live long and prosper. And Chef Charles and his meatloaf, man, we out of here.